What's up, everybody?
What's going on, everybody?
How's everybody doing? Welcome
All
to
right. What's going on, Frank, our Canadian friend?
Frank.
We've got Adam in the house. Michael, what is going on, everybody? Another Monday Night Live. So, what's everybody doing tonight? Or did you guys get any fishing done this week? Or do anything cool? Buy more lures?
Yeah, right. No, I grabbed a little something.
So, did anybody catch up on those spinnerbaits that 6th Sense released? Anybody?
I didn't get any. I didn't get any.
Oh man, I think they were $9 on Sportsman's something, I think, but they looked okay. I mean, they look like every other spinnerbait, pretty much, just 6th Sense brand. I personally think we have way too many spinnerbaits on the market right now. They all look the same, pretty much. I mean, they all do the same thing.
At the end of the day, I feel like with a spinnerbait, like I'm a big spinnerbait fan. I think it just comes down to like material.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Are you using a good wire that can be essentially blasted 3, 4, or 5 times and then bend it back, or are you using a whack wire that's going to break when you bend it back twice? That's pretty much it.
Always have a good hook in there.
Yeah.
And definitely like nice colors, because I think that's the biggest thing that the 6th Sense one is going to pull out is the colors that it's going to have.
Yeah.
Because 6th Sense is known for their colors.
That's true.
So, and I'm not sure if we should get right into what you bought, and that is the Powerbait Slobber Knocker.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure the name, like the person that names the Berkley stuff is just kind of weird. I mean, it's a strange name, but I mean, I'll go ahead and
it's actually
I know Frank has been fishing a lot.
Yeah, Frank's been getting in.
Stuff. He's been on
fire. Frank's on a tear lately.
Yeah.
Frank's on a tear.
Well, those are good brands too. I'm not too much of a Terminator guy though.
I'm a big Terminator guy. So that's one reason being there. The bar comes back. So when you bend it, it always bends back. But I think I only broke one, but there's your I don't know if you can see that.
But. Oh yeah. Here, I'll show you guys on the screen too. That way you all can see. The Berkley Slobber Knockers are in stock in Omnia. There's one more green pumpkin half ounce.
They were. They were.
Let's see how many different kinds are in stock right now.
I think.
All right, so we have one green pumpkin
and one
half ounce. In half ounce. There's 2 left on Omnia. That's it. So, cool colors. It says it's a different sound. I'm not sure. Like, what's your take on it? I mean,
I'm excited. Everybody, like, Debo just got his.
Yes.
Said he went out and caught 20. I love Debo. I want to catch 20-something fish in a day.
Yeah.
I haven't done that in a long time. I don't care what the size is either, but I want to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Debo said he caught 20-something fish on it. I was like, wow, that's
that's pretty good. Yeah.
That's our favorite color, right? I think we can collectively say
Golden Shiner. I think it's that gold blade that really gets me because I'm the same with like the jackhammers or any of the other like JDM chatterbaits is because I like that gold blade. It just sends off just a little bit of a different light, I think, and reflects light differently. And it just makes it look different because, everybody has the black and the silver blades. But this one is cool. I like that one because it's got this crazy orange blade. Just looks good. But, yeah.
I like the black and gold blades. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think Brett's bluegill on the jackhammer is the
that's a gold blade
with the gold blade.
Yep. Yeah. So that's a cool bait. Very, very few of them are in stock, but you can go grab them. So, yeah. All right. Maybe. I don't know.
I agree.
So,
WWE.
So do you want to get into the tier list or do you want to go over just a few baits we've got here or What would you like to do? What do
Hit
the
up,
fans want?
show off your goodies, and then I guess
All
we'll
right.
get right off into the tier list. See if we can get a few people.
Okay. All right, then. So, Ferg, if you're listening, thank you so much for the Dark Sleeper. These have been literally impossible to get. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am super excited to be fishing this thing. It has a really nice head wiggle and tail wobble. Crazy. I've already fished it, but I keep it in the package to keep the tail straight. And the thing is that head is designed so when it comes up to cover it, it hits it and rolls and swims over it. It's a really, really weedless bait, but I got some of those. I did get another trash fish, so I love these little guys. My buddy makes those super great baits. I found one of these Castaic 8-inch trouts. These are kind of hard to get, and I really like these baits a lot. Good hook on them. They're nice big bait. They're really soft too. Got some of these Zoom swim baits, just something new I wanted to try in that nice blueback herring type color.
What size are those?
I think these are 5-inch. Yeah, these are 5-inch. Yep.
Nice.
I just never tried them. They look
size.
and smell exactly like the BD shad or the Bastrix. So I'm assuming they're pretty much the same thing.
Okay.
Because there's only a very specific way you have to make a hollow belly swim bait. So I believe they're all made in the same place. So, and that's the Bastrix facility. But then I did get a big blade chatterbait,
Nice.
which I'll probably do a review on, like I did that golden Sumeragi swim bait, which did really well. So I'll probably do the same thing with this one. So far, I wasn't like, I like the action of it. It has a nice hard thump, but you really can't fish it fast without a trailer, which is annoying. So it's a cool bait though. It has a very, very hard thump. Yeah. We did get some of these Magnum 7-inch Senkos, which are absolutely massive. You can see that. You need a special O-ring for these. I mean, like, girthy. I mean, like, that thing is big. So if Bass Geek is in here, I'm sure he'll be. So got some of those. And then we have 2 more baits. These are 6 cents baits. So I grabbed myself one of these Crush 75X. Is that this? Yeah, flat.
Yeah.
So you were saying these last live streams, so I was like, I'll give it a try. Looks good.
Yeah, nice. Nice.
Nice little one knocker. Very, very, very subtle. So I don't know. And some flushes. Never tried these before.
Wow,
And
really?
I know. My local shop actually finally got in a big shipment of 6 cent stuff. So I picked them up and I was like, good color.
I use the flush on the back of my chatterbait.
I've heard people say that. Yeah. So I figured this something out that some of the 6 cents baits are made in the USA along with some of the Strike King stuff. I found that the Big Bite Baits is producing, like if any soft plastic bait is made in the USA, it's most likely being made by Big Bite Baits. So when I go ahead and smell this, it smells identical to the Big Bite Baits. And that's because they use a special lubricant, the scented lubricant in the molds that they all have. So this thing right here smells exactly like not 6 cents, the Big Bite Baits.
Wow.
So
I'm gonna do a check later.
I know, is that crazy? But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. So Big Bite Baits, I love that company. Great people and really good baits. So give me one sec here if this camera will ever focus. There we go. Really cool color. What is that? Shiner.
I have
this is Threadfin. Threadfin shiner.
Yeah, I got a bunch of them. I think I got that. Gil,
look at that tail. That tail's gonna move like crazy.
And on the chatterbait, it's a big presentation.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
go ahead and rig it up right now.
Yeah, going on there. It's just nice. I like the little
that they added like the fins. Yeah.
I like the little side fins, and I like the top fin too, because it has a spot for the hook. If you do use it as an actual fluke, but it also gives you a nice spot to line it up, so you almost always know where you're putting your hook.
That's awesome. Look at that. That looks good. Look at that. That tail's going to do something. Is that the same tail that the juggle has?
I think so.
I think it's the same shape, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
That's going to look so good. That thing's going to have some. These are softer than the regular flukes. I like that.
Yeah.
A little bit softer, a little more action. So
Yep.
I'll definitely give this a go. Those are cool. I like that. So yeah, you ready to get into some super cool some bait ranking?
Sure.
Ready?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So
Meat
I'll
and
just explain real
potatoes.
quick. Yeah. So I'll explain real quick to the viewers. So basically, this is a ranking tool. We get to put baits in S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and D tier. So S is the best right here. S is best. D is worst. Okay. So we get to rank all of these baits using this tier list. So we get to place all the different baits. So I'll just go through them like really, really fast. We've got multi-segment swim baits, hard. We've got paddle tail swim baits all the way from 2-inch to however big. Square bills, worms, walking baits, plopping baits, frogs, glide baits, jigs, spinner baits, craws and creatures, flukes, wake baits, poppers, Ned rigs, jerk baits, shatter baits, flat side crankbaits, and lipless crankbaits. So, and then we just, whoa, what just happened there?
So one quick question for clarity.
All
Are
right.
we in what we enjoy fishing or what puts fish in the boats or on the bank?
I don't know. I think it's like a bait to bait
Or
basis, maybe. I don't know.
it's like, okay.
I mean, if it is what it, we like discuss it and then we put it in the tier and that sort of thing.
Okay.
If that's good
All
with
right.
you.
That works.
All right, then.
Yeah.
So where do you want to start?
Gotta go off.
You pick a bait, then I pick a bait, then you pick a bait, then I pick a bait. How's that sound?
All right. Let's
You go
go.
first.
Should I just do it now? I'm gonna go the jig.
All right. Where are we
I
placing
mean,
the jig? Where are we
the
placing
jig's
it?
got a special spot in my heart. I think. I mean,
Yep.
I think you know what I'm gonna say. I'm putting the jig in the S. I think all year.
Okay.
Because if so,
Yeah.
being that we don't have multiple
All year.
types of jigs on here, I'm gonna say all the saw class of jigs. So you can throw
Okay. Yeah.
a finesse jig when it gets colder. You can throw a swim jig through grass. You can throw a big bulky jig and drag it. So I mean, I think a jig is one of the most versatile baits on the market. So I'm gonna go with jig and say S tier.
I think so too. I think because of it, it is such a big fish producer. Like you get those bigger than average fish, and you also get the versatility of the jig. I think it's
Yeah.
like, I think S tier kind of has to go there. I don't know. I mean, I can't see the comments. Give me one sec here. We've got Jesse in the house now. So, yeah, I would say S tier as well because you've got so much versatility and you can cover all columns of the water except for top water, which I'm actually designing a bait for top water jig fishing, but that'll be coming soon. So,
Top water jig fishing.
yep. Yeah, that's for Randy. So, all right. What do you think we should do next?
Oh, it's on you now.
Okay.
You gotta
I think I have to go with the top water walking bait.
Okay.
I think for the fall transition, I think I'm gonna have to put it in A tier. All right, now here's the reason why. Sometimes those fish aren't shallow, and sometimes you can't get bites on that top water walking bait because they aren't shallow. And that's where some of the other baits come into play, like the jerk bait or the glide bait or the spinner bait. And I think that's the only reason that it would be put in S tier or A tier. And it wouldn't be put in S tier because you can only cover a certain amount of water with that thing, because you can't get down 20 feet with the thing. It's up on the top of the water. So I don't know what you're putting it, where you're putting it. But I'm thinking A
I
tier.
think I'm gonna go one down from that. B.
Oh,
Simply because
okay.
of where you can throw it. Certain times, so like the winter. So I mean, from at least for me, from like I would say almost half the season you can't throw it.
I would agree.
Between it being cold and then
Mhm.
once the summer comes around, there's too much grass.
Okay.
So
But
it's
that is
like
also relative to where you fish because
yeah,
I could fish the
yes,
top water walking bait all year, or well, pretty
yeah,
pretty much all year. I can
yeah.
fish
See,
it
I
like
can't.
11 months out of the year. you know.
Okay, see, that's crazy. Thanks for
Yeah,
rubbing that in. But
but that's cool
yeah,
because
I'm
we get.
only fishing for like 3, 4 months.
Oh
Yeah,
wow, but that's
I went,
cool because we can now bounce off
probably more than that.
ideas, and like we can both like figure out where it should go because we both live in different areas of the United States. So I think that's really
Yeah,
cool because we can dispute things like that.
yeah, different perspectives there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Okay.
mean, like I said, I don't know. Whatever,
Yeah.
whatever you want to do there. Like I said, I'm gonna say B, just
Okay.
because I can only throw it from like what, late May, mid May, May to like
Hmm.
late September. You know,
Okay.
so
Yeah. But is it a good fish catcher in that period of time?
that's,
Is
yeah. I mean, and then I have mixed luck, but I'll tend to lean more towards a frog, but and then
yeah,
I would say
same. All
yeah,
right, the B tier that it is then. All right. Your turn now. Just check the comments real quick.
yeah.
What's up,
Let's do
Daniel T? What's up?
Daniel T. What's up? Let's do was that Agent E or Swim Bait? What is that?
Is it this?
Or on the left side? Or is that not on
Is
vertical?
this right here?
No. Okay, I think I see something else.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go with that worm. Let's go with classic worm.
All right then. We've
Yeah.
got a good old worm. All right. What's your explanation and where do you think this should rank?
Wow, I feel like I'm picking out all the S's. I guess I'll go S again.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
universal. Can
Yeah.
do it all. You know, I think it's the
Mhm.
first way you can learn how to fish.
I
You know,
agree. Yep.
so, bouncing around a worm.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just you can't really beat a
I mean,
Senko. Everybody
yeah,
knows when it
it's
gets
true.
tough. That's what you do. Pick up
Yeah.
a Senko.
Except for me. I go with the bigger stuff. Whenever it gets tough, that's what I do. I go bigger instead of smaller, which I think helps sometimes, but sometimes it just gets me a skunk.
It's
So,
different.
you know,
Different.
yeah. So in the fall or in the summer to fall transition, I don't throw a worm as much as I do a moving bait, but it doesn't mean it's not a fish catcher. So, because typically those bigger fish are going to be a little bit more lethargic and going to be a little bit slower to actually move up shallow. So I think the worm could be a really good target for bigger bass, but that's also where the jig could play into those bigger bass. So
Mhm.
I'm going to have to say A tier, I know, but there's just you can't cover water with it and you can't catch those like you can catch those big fish with it, but I think A tier is really where
Things
it
that
goes.
are like,
Even though it's really versatile.
I'll take that.
I mean,
I'll take that.
okay.
A is still very respectable. I'll take
Okay.
that. I won't argue that.
Okay.
I
All
understand
right.
because it is a very slow bait, and I do. That's why I don't throw it as much as I should, is because it's
Hmm.
boring.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're more of a moving bait guy, aren't you?
Oh yeah. The only thing I
Yeah.
slow down for is the jig, and then once
Or
again, that's
frog,
because
right?
yeah, jig and a frog, and like
Yeah.
I need to slow down on both of those even a little bit more. But um,
All right then.
even with the jig,
So
like you said before, you can catch the biggest fishes with. So that's why
agreed. Yep.
I can slow down for
So
that.
I'm gonna go with a wake bait. So I know part of the pictures on some of these are cut off, but this is a bullshed wake. So I love fishing a wake bait, and I know not a lot of people do it. And I think it really catches fish because you can cover lots of water with it and you can catch those big fish. But if you use like a crankbait style wake bait, you can catch those small fish too. And you can stay up in the shallows and you can get into the gnarly stuff like the thick cover and get through it. And I think the bigger wake baits call on those just bigger fish. And now, as far as like using it like in the spring or in the winter, I wouldn't use it then. I think the fall and the summer are my best times for using wake bait. I'm not sure what experiences you have with fishing wake baits, but that's been my experience with it. So I love fishing them.
So where are you going to tier it?
I would put it in A tier just because you can cover water with it. You can downsize or you can upsize, still using the same bait and still covering the same amount of water, and you can catch big fish or little fish with it. So I would put it in A tier.
So I used a wake bait in a situation where there was like grass that wasn't fully breaking the surface. There was like about a foot, and I was
Mhm.
pulling a wake bait, and I had a lot of good success, a lot of good fish, smallmouth
Okay.
and largemouth.
Oh, that's
About
fun.
a year, 2 years ago, there's a lake over by me that got us both.
Mhm.
I love that lake; it's fun. But yeah, I mean, I don't throw it a lot, but I agree with everything you said. 'Cause I do
Mhm.
like the fact that you can cover a lot of water with it.
Yeah.
So,
And you can
um,
also slow down and pick apart the area. Like you can some
yeah,
certain wake baits, you can hit them real hard, like a two-piece wake bait. You can hit them
yeah,
kind of hard. You can walk them or pop them, which
yeah.
is really,
Yep.
you know.
Yeah, I'll agree.
Okay.
I'll agree. And then also, I'll take that because it's something different that not a lot of people are throwing too.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
giving them a different presentation they probably not used to seeing.
Exactly. Because it's like just barely under the surface. So those
Yep.
fish see a little bit more of the actual
Hmm.
bait, unlike a topwater, which sits right on top of the water. So the wake bait is sitting just barely under the surface or just
Yes.
barely poking out of the surface.
A lot of
So
left
the
to
bats
miss
are getting them.
strikes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, and then some wake baits you can actually crank down to a few feet, but that's getting in a whole nother world. So,
Yeah.
what's your next choice?
Should we stay top water?
We go wherever you want.
Yeah, let's go. Is it a frog?
Yeah, right here. Yep.
Yeah, let's do the frog.
All
Let's
right
stay
then.
top
I think
water. Um,
I'm not gonna like where I want to put this
I know.
because it's not so good in the fall or the fall transition. You know,
Yeah.
but I love it
Uh,
so much.
yeah. And from coming from, I caught my PB on a frog too.
I know that's even worse. Oh, that's
See,
so hard.
I gotta let's go B.
Okay, I would agree with that.
Ow. All right. Yeah, I'll say B.
Yeah,
Just because it's like I don't want to say it's a grass thing, but it kind of
mhm,
is for me.
yeah,
I don't really because like if it's like I'd rather just throw like a spinner bait, like up under a tree or something like that. Like
hmm
the few times that I did get out on the boat, I would just pick up a
yeah,
chatterbait or something, to throw up under, you know. I don't know. That's
yeah.
just me.
I would agree with that because of the fact that that frog, you can't cover like a huge amount of water with it, and it's also kind of area specific. Like I know you can use them in open water, but I feel that other baits perform better in open water.
Mhm.
If you if you get what I'm saying, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I in B tier, I think that's a pretty good rank for it. I would agree. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. I think it's good. It's got a
Let's see if
special place in my heart.
it does. Same here. So, did you see any questions go through? Because I can't see the chat whenever I do the
No, I didn't.
thing.
This is more conversation. No real questions.
Okay. All right then.
Frank says we need to come here and fish with him in the fall.
Well, if you're catching that caliber of fish that you're catching right now, I'm up for it.
We gotta get
So
up there.
make sure make sure to hit the like button, guys, and if you're able to go to my channel, which is Fishing the Southeast, all one word. And there's a big fishing giveaway that I'm doing. Lots of baits, lots of cool stuff, gift cards, all that kind of stuff. And you guys can go enter there. It's ending this Saturday, so get your comments in and share the video. So,
Yes,
all
and
right
all the
then.
baits are fire. They're all
Yep.
good baits. There's nothing whack.
Oh yeah,
So
I'm
go
ready
check
to
that
do it.
out.
It's so fun.
Go check that out.
All right. So I believe it's my turn, right?
Yeah, it's on you.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go with the Ned rig, and that's because I don't like fishing the Ned rig. I despise fishing the Ned rig. I don't seem to catch too many fish on it because we have so much sludge and then the mud on our bottom. The bait just sinks right into it, so you can see like that much of the bait, and I don't catch big fish on it, and it's slower moving. I don't like it as much. So I would put it in C tier or D tier, but that's just me. So
Golden D. I hate the Ned rig. That's just
okay,
me. Same reason,
I know it
it's
catches
on the
fish.
bottom. I've like committed to it. The shark deuce, what is that? The copper
The old
deuce, the
burley
copper
special.
deuce.
Yep,
I've
copper
literally
truce.
committed to it, and I do more losing them and breaking them off and tying on new ones than I do fishing.
Exactly.
I'm not catching anything. I went. I think I went 2-3 hours with the Ned rig, and I was like, nope, committing,
Yep. Yeah.
committing,
And
committing.
I could tie on a worm and just catch fish all day with that
Yeah,
most of the time.
and
And
everything else
with
I
the Ned
throw
rig,
on.
yeah, because I can catch the same fish with a worm as I can catch with a Ned rig. So why would I downsize and go to
Yep,
lighter tackle and break
yep,
off more and have the
yep,
possibility of hooking into a giant fish and losing it?
yep.
So I know people love using it for smallies and all that, but that's not how it is down here. Down here, thick cover, lots of big fish, and you kind of need that heavier tackle. And I'm sure they make Ned rig heads for that, but
Yeah.
I just don't see too much of a place for it down here.
Michael Bradley
So
said he dreads the Ned. Um,
I agree. That's the
Jesse
new
G,
hashtag.
he catches catfish with the Ned.
Yeah. Okay.
No, Frank, I'm using it's too heavy. I use like a what? 3/16 of an ounce,
I would say that's pretty average. I would say,
right?
isn't
I
that?
think I'm
I think that's below average because isn't average like a quarter ounce?
quarter. That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
use a quarter or smaller,
Yeah.
and I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know. Not for me.
Yeah. So, all right then. Let's keep her going. Your turn now, I believe.
My turn.
Hmm.
Uh,
Am I sharing? I don't want to become like Debo.
yeah, you're sharing.
Okay,
Let's
good.
go cross. Let's go with the cross. Creature
All right.
cross.
It's craws and creature baits.
I think that's gonna be. I think an S. Versatility, trailers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. You swim a crawl, you can bounce a crawl, you
I
could
agree.
reel it fast on top water. I've done that with
Yeah,
a rage,
that's
you
fun.
know,
Yeah,
top water over some
it's like a
lilies.
buzz bait.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to add a buzz bait in this. Well, I'll just add that later. So, whatever.
But yeah, I'm gonna go S.
Okay, S tier with that. So this includes craws and creatures, I believe,
Hmm.
if we agreed on that. Okay.
And if
I
that's the
would say,
case, you just say one thing and it's over. Sweet beaver.
yeah, I mean, I would agree with because you can put it on a jig, you can fish it on the bottom, you could swim a craw, you can fish that thing top water, you can put it on the back of a jig. I mean, I think they're super versatile. I think in the fall transition, though, I wouldn't use them as often. I would still use them, but I'm not going to use them as often as I would a crankbait or a swim bait per se. I would put them in A tier, but we can kind of go into that a little bit deeper if you want.
Okay. Are you talking? So would it be for just more that's this time of year, or just
Yes, for
overall?
me.
For
Yeah.
this time of
Like in
year?
the spawn.
Okay. So
Yeah.
this time of year, I'll go. We could go Ed. That's fine.
Okay. Okay.
I agree on that. I do agree on the movement stuff.
Yeah. Because I would use craws more in the summer or springtime. And sometimes like if we have a crawfish hatch in the fall, oh, I'm throwing the crawdad all day. Like I'm throwing that thing on the back of a big jig if we have a crawfish hatch because those things just start coming out of like the ground. and they start
Yeah.
going into the water, and they're really, really soft, and those bass just absolutely massacre them by the thousands. So I'm kind of rethinking putting it in S tier. I don't
I'm
because
okay if you want to move it.
I mean, because like,
Um,
do you have crawfish hatches?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. I seen one. It almost scared me because it looked like the water was moving. I was like, "What is that?" And then I was like, "Oh, okay, okay. That's a lot
Yeah.
of baby claws."
Are they
Yeah.
bright red where you live?
No.
Really?
So they're like, so
Hmm.
actually, I saw red and blue crawl.
Okay, so like those ones that
Like
Depot
it
has.
literally it looked fake. So like you know how there's like segmented part on them. It was
Yeah.
like the first piece was red, and then the back piece was blue, and I was like, "What is
Wow.
that?" It looks like I went to go pick it up because I thought someone dropped a bait in the water, and then I got like close and
An
I
ultra
jumped.
realistic bait.
That's the real thing.
Yeah. Well, I think we've got a jig in there, so doesn't that mean we can switch them in between and use them as trailers?
Yeah,
You think that would still be A tier then? Because we can just use them as trailers. We're not using them as our main bait.
yeah, but then
So
the
I would
jig
keep
is
it an
not
A tier.
a trailer.
Yeah. True.
Need
True.
that.
You want to
I
put
think
them
you
in
got.
an S?
I
Yeah.
think you got to
Okay.
ask it. Because then if
Yeah.
you think, then you go moving bait trailers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got everything. It covers all the bases. So,
it covers it.
and then you've got sweet beavers. So you can,
Yeah,
yeah, it's a good bait. All right then.
that does it for me.
So I think I'm gonna have to go with one of the big baits, a multi-segmented swim bait. So like the Mike Buka bull shad. I'm gonna put that in an A tier. Here's why. You can fish them super, super, super fast. That's how I like to fish them. I do a super, super fast retrieve on like a 7:4 to 1 gear ratio, and I stop it, burn it, stop it, burn it, stop it, burn, pause, burn, pause. Make it look like it's like injured and trying to run away, and then let it stop. Injured, run away, burn, stop. That sort of retrieve. I've never reeled them slow. I always burn them real fast. I've always had really good success with them, especially in the fall and the transition from summer to fall. And I think it's because they imitate a bait fish so well, and those bass are trying to feed up for those colder months coming up. So they want to basically expend less energy than they're eating. So they want to go for that bigger meal. So I think that bigger bait makes it a little more worthwhile for them to actually chase after it and eat it. So I would put it in A tier, but I'd like to hear your thoughts. And I'll read comments
So
as well. Let's see.
I don't really fish swim baits too often,
Yeah.
but I understand the versatility of them.
Hmm.
And being that simply alone, there's enough people that say that I just fish them all year round.
Yeah.
I think anything that can be fished all year round is a powerful tool. And that's why simply
Agree.
that's another reason why I want to get better at it. Because you got guys that fish swim baits super slow in the winter.
Hmm. Yep.
You just said you burn it now.
Hmm.
So
Yep.
you can fish them what? You can fish them somewhat shallow. You can fish them
Yeah, you
shallow.
fish them shallow, but they do make swim baits with lips that dive to like 30 feet. So
Yeah,
you
I was
can
gonna say
cover all the bases, you know. And they
so.
have Mike Buka makes a floating one, so you can fish it top
Yeah,
water. So
yeah.
I think a
So
jointed swim bait like that.
I think you're okay with A. Like I said, I'm not really speaking from experience. I'm just speaking from what I've been told. But
Mhm.
I'll take
Well,
that. I'll take
yeah.
that just off
And I
versatility.
and I know Adam just bought two swim baits. I believe the BD Shad and the Trace, and those are really, really good swim baits. I hope he smashes them this fall. Those are really good baits. So I agree. Sweet beavers are the best.
Thank you.
We've got Frank. He's making fun of us. Oh, I know. Nedrick just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, my
We
boy
got
Nick's
Fat
in
Boy
there.
fishing. What's
What
going
up,
on?
Nick?
Yeah, we're doing the old 9:30 now. Just that way we don't get in the way of Tin Horse Monty's live stream. But we've got Frank. Just picked up a Debo Custom Glide. That's really nice. I heard you're looking for a new, like a 200 or 300 size reel. Have you found it yet? Because I know my answer. A Corrado K. Because I know you're not too much of a Corrado fan, but it's a good reel. That's what I'm just saying.
I
So
have one. They're great.
yeah, they're nice. I love them. Yeah.
Even
So
though I think TJ and Debo are trying to get me to go over to that Daiwa with the Zillion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had a bad experience with Daiwa, and Shimano has always been the best for me so far, except for the spinning reels. I am a really big Daiwa spinning reel fan, so I like their spinning reels, but I love their casting. Like the Shimano casting reels are my favorite, So yeah. All right. Let's I believe it's your turn now. Did we agree on A on this?
Yeah. I'll take
Okay.
that.
All right. What will be your choice, my sir?
My choice. I'm gonna go spinnerbait. That's my baby.
I think we both agree S tier. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so versatile.
Yeah.
I
Um,
mean,
I don't even know if I have anything to say about the spinnerbait. It's just that's my baby.
it catches them, especially in the fall.
That's
Yeah.
it. Especially
It
in the
imitates
fall.
this bait fish. Shallow,
And
fast.
too, you can
fish
play
on the
around with
bottom.
the blades too. Play around with
Mhm.
the blades, see what they're, So I got a bunch with painted blades. You get the gold blades. I guess you
Yep.
can going down a rabbit hole with it, but it's fun. It's fun. I really enjoy spinnerbaits too, and it's good for beginners too. If anybody's just
It
starting
is.
off, it's a nice bait that will catch you a good sized fish too, that you can just more or less just throw out there and bring it back at a medium speed. You don't have to do anything else other than that, and you will catch fish.
I agree. The only thing different to it is give little tiny rod twitches occasionally. So if there's a follower, it'll get like reaction strike. But that's like you don't even have to do that. You can just reel it in.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
that's what that was. I think that's the first thing I ever threw on a bait caster was a spinnerbait.
Yeah. I think that was one of the first baits. I think I started with a beetle spin as my first like actual hard bait. That and a 1.5.
My first hard bait was a Man's Baby 1 minus.
Oh, those are so good in ponds.
So,
those are Timber Tigers are amazing too. Epic Eric had a bunch in his store. They are so good. Amazing baits. So if you're looking for a good bait for ponds, they're a little bit expensive because aren't made anymore, but Timber Tigers will literally crawl through any cover you throw them at. Really great pond bait. And they're small too. So yeah. All right. So we both agree S tier, I think.
Oh yeah.
All right then. I think I'm going to go lipless crankbait. So I love lipless crankbaits. They're super great bait. You can swim them, you can hop them. I'm going to put them in S tier because you can fish them shallow through grass, not so much in hard cover. I think that's more or less of a square bill kind of thing. So you can hop them, swim them, fish them fast, fish them shallow, fish them deep. They're a really versatile bait that catch fish. They catch big ones too. So I would put it in A tier. What say you, Jermaine?
What say you? You said A?
I said, yeah, A. Yep.
A? I'll take A. All the same
Okay.
reasons. It's a versatile bait.
Yep.
Me personally, I don't have the best luck popping it out of grass. I feel like for me, the grass, I get a little tangled up in the grass, so I'll steer away from it there. That's why I'll say A. But if any time you do have water that you can get a lipless through, no matter what the column or depth, if you can get a lipless through, you can catch fish. So I do agree. A.
What's the lipless crankbait that you use most of the time? Like you were trying to rip through grass.
I was rewatching Debo's and they were talking about good liplesses. I really enjoy the Rattlebot.
Okay.
I like the size of it. It's
It's
smaller
different looking.
lipless. Yeah, it's got the two different
Yeah.
profiles. It's got the crawl profile, and then it's got the baitfish profile. So the baitfish
Mhm.
colors have BBs. The crawl
Okay.
colors have the one knocker.
Okay,
Um,
that's smart. I like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
They also when they do hit that, being with the size of it, they do tend to engulf the whole bait, which I do like. It's not like very random with the rattle bot will I have it hooked on the side of the mouth. Most of the time, it'll be a straight top of the mouth, bottom of the
Yeah.
mouth.
Yeah.
Like they got all of it. So I pay attention to things like that. When they eat a bait good, that's like,
Mhm.
okay, I should be throwing this.
Yeah.
I'm throwing some good thing.
I agree. And if you want a good recommendation for a really, really good lipless crankbait, the Sergeant Lipless by Thunderhawk. I am not sponsored for me to say this. That is literally the best lipless crankbait I have ever owned in my entire life.
Okay.
Rattling and silent, amazing colors, $9.99, so it's $10. It has swiveling hook hangers, high quality
Okay.
hooks. It rips through grass. But the coolest thing is I think I have a video of it online on my channel somewhere. I don't know where, but basically the nose sits like, just pretend this is the lipless crank. It will literally sit like that on the bottom, and you can rip it. So the hooks are above the bottom, so the hooks don't get hooked on anything. So it's basically weedless when you hop it up and down. It's
That's
super,
wild.
super good. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, my mouth's getting a little dry tonight. Sorry about that. So, all right, what what will you pick now?
Um, what is that? Is it the flat side? Let's
Yeah,
go
it's
flat
a flat side right
side.
there. Yep.
Yeah, flat
Okay.
side. Um, excuse me. Okay. I enjoy the flat side. I should throw it a little bit more. I do catch
Hmm.
fish though when I throw it.
Yep.
Um, I think it's really good in the fall.
Hmm.
I think it's a little bit different. A lot of guys are stuck on the square bowl,
Yep. Yep.
and it's a nice different sound, slightly different
Yeah. Most of them
presentation.
are silent
So
too, which is nice.
I like that. Actually, so wait,
Yeah.
the DT is that technically a flat?
Which one is that?
DT6
The DT6.
is that technically
Um,
kind of, but not.
I
I don't know.
mean, well, hold. You know what? Give me one sec here.
Yeah, if you got one, let me know because if that is if we're gonna consider the DT6 a flat side, or if you go pull it up if you want to pull it up real quick, either or. If we're gonna call that a flat side,
So here's the thing with it for me.
kind of
So
is, but
whenever
it's not. Okay.
that looks like an in between because it has that
Mhm.
wider action, but I believe these would just be a regular, just because of the taper it has. It's not a flat
Okay.
sided bait. Whenever I make baits myself, I don't put any taper here or here. I just do that by sanding them, and the bills are usually squared off. But most, some like flat sides kind of have those rounded lips like that right there. So I would
Yes.
classify this as a regular. So I would just classify this as a regular, but it is nonetheless an amazing bait. So
Okay.
this is actually one
So
of the ones I'm
okay.
giving
So
away.
I'll say A.
And I even tuned this one for you guys. I drilled a hole in it, patched it back up, and put a like an extra piece of weight in there. So this actually gets a few extra feet. But if you hold your rod up, it'll stay up in the water column. So I actually pre-tuned this for you guys. So whoever's winning this with the bait package, they're getting a pre-tuned bait.
Nice.
But it's amazing bait. I love these things. A little bit expensive, but I like them. So, I mean, my experience with flat sides has been like very, very short. Like I've only fished them for like a year or two. And I'm not. Am I? Oh wait, give me one sec here. There we go. So I have a couple of custom like wooden flat sides that I
Hmm.
absolutely love, like the ones by Marty Burns, I believe. Is that his name? I think. I'm not. I don't want to I don't want to like name the wrong person, but I have some custom like wood baits, wooden flat sides, and flat sides have a different sound, have a different vibration, but you can also fish them faster and they go through cover better because they don't have such a wide wobble.
Yeah.
So I think they're better for the fall, especially fishing shallow because you're probably going to be encountering a lot of cover. So I think a flat side is like an amazing choice for fishing in the fall. So
I know six
where are
X
you
ones
thinking
are
to
not.
put it? Yeah, that's a good one. Like it's so hard to get the actual action of a wooden one in an ABS plastic one or a resin one. And I think Sixth Sense did definitely one of the best jobs at putting the action of a wooden flat side into an ABS one. So
Yep.
yeah, where are you thinking?
I'm
I'm thinking for this time of year, I would say S tier, but
okay.
I'm not super experienced in them.
I would say A.
Okay, I would agree
No
with that
real
because I'm
reason, just because I want to. You got to leave some room for improvement. And I'm
yeah,
just
yeah,
I'm looking at the things in S, and I'm no disrespect to it. I can't put it in the same class.
I would agree because I haven't put a ton of time into it,
Yeah,
but I think it
me
is
as well.
definitely a good fish catcher.
But I know it's a good fish catcher. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right
so
then.
I'll do the let's go vibrating J.
Oh boy, this is a good one right
I
here.
think we're both gonna agree, but I'm gonna say S right off the bat.
Yep,
I went fishing
I would
Friday,
agree.
and the jackhammer with a juggle was
Yep,
my main producer. So
yep. So I have a couple of different like bladed jigs that I use. I'm not going to name two of them because they're kind of hard to find, and I'm not like there's very few of them that you can find. I'm not going to name them because I don't want too many people buying them. But the jackhammer is amazing. I just love it so much. But I can't wait to get my hands on a slobber knocker, so that way I
yeah, I
can give them
know.
a try.
Mine from
So
Thursday.
yeah, I'm
The
excited to see
fishing guys
those.
were nice to me. They come on Thursday, and I'm off on Thursday. So
Yes, look at that.
fishing guys
You can go
really like
test them
it.
out.
And my mail
All right.
usually comes fairly early in the day too. So
That's awesome. So
excited about
hopefully
that.
you guys you can give us a nice feedback on the next
Yeah.
stream
Yep.
next time we do one. So I mean it's just such a good bait. Like it does very similar thing to the spinner bait, but it just does such a good job at doing what it's
And at
meant to
the end
be.
of the day, it's versatile too. You get guys that are. So I'm
Yep.
not really big on the catching it catching them in the cold weather months. But there's guys that slow crank a chatterbait
Hmm.
and they catch them.
Yeah.
All throughout.
Well, there's a
All
topwater
throughout the day.
chatterbait too. Teco makes
Yeah.
a
Oh,
topwater one. Hmm.
or the Hellraiser, right? That's essentially kind of
Yeah,
sort of,
pretty
but not
much.
really.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like it's an
So
exaggerated,
yeah, it's definitely weird. It's definitely weird. So
Yeah, we got Steph's in here. What's up, Steph?
I'll give it one sec here. All right. Do you want to go through comments here real quick? Or do you want to continue?
Yeah. What did Mike? Check out what my man Mike said.
Where is that? Is this one right here? Is it
1022.
1014? 1022. Oh, we got Jake Palma. What's going on? This one right here.
Yeah.
I do believe so. I believe, what is that? The Odds
So it is a
Garage
different
crane?
bait. Yeah, it is a
Yeah.
different bait type. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. The bumblebee, I think
John
you said.
Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
John,
see.
nice bag of
Yeah.
spinner bait.
Michael, I am not going to say that. I'm going to remain silent on that. I don't know. I don't want too many people knowing about my two little secret chatterbaits. I'll tell you after the stream, Jermaine. But what's going on, Stephanie? I believe it's short for that. So I think that's about it. So what's going on, folks? If you're just tuning in, make sure you hit the subscribe button to Jermaine's channel down below, and then also hit the subscribe button on my channel as well. So that's Fish in the Southeast, one word. And you said you have a discount code to that custom bait tackle company, right?
Yeah, Bay State Baits. Yeah.
Okay.
They make
We'll
good
have to get a
stuff.
banner
I
set
caught
up.
fish with them.
Yeah.
I caught fish with them. I got to send some stuff your way too, so you can check them out.
Oh, thank you so much. I'll
Yeah.
have to get some. I really need to get my act together and get you some of my custom stuff because I really want you to fish in those. Do you want like some big stuff, like some big swim baits and stuff,
Yeah, I'll try some
or
bigger
like some?
stuff.
What do you
Oh, my
think is
boy
good
Chong's
size?
in here. My boy
What's
Chong,
going
that's
on,
good.
Chong?
Yeah, he
What's
actually
going
fishes
on?
around my way.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah, he's actually one of my fishing buddies. I run into him. He
That's
catches some
awesome.
good ones. Yeah.
Cool. Well, hopefully you're teaching him this good secrets and everything.
He shows me some tricks too. Shows
Oh,
me the good
nice.
spots on our home lake. Our home lake.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. We just got a few more baits to go. I'm not sure what time we're at. Almost an hour. Let's see if we can. I'm not sure if you have to
Adam,
go soon or
I'm
not.
out. Adam, throw a spinnerbait now.
Yes.
Throw a
Throw it
spinnerbait
now.
now. Adam said he never tried
Throw
one.
it.
Throw a
Yes.
spinnerbait now. It don't matter what time of year it is. Please.
Exactly. Especially if you're in Florida, you can throw it all year round. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. So it's my turn now. I'm gonna go with the glide
Yeah.
bait just because I'm a big bait nut. I love the expensive, like high-end glide baits and all that stuff. And I'm gonna put it in B tier. That's kind of probably a surprise to some of you who know me quite well because I love big baits. I don't think it's a very good bait for fishing in the fall time transition. Now, in the fall, it's a great bait, but in the fall transition, I don't think it's a very good bait because you can cover water with it, but you can't cover water effectively with it, if you know what I'm saying. So it's a big fish bait. You might get a bite here and there, but in my opinion, in the fall, summer, spring, and sometimes winter, you can throw that thing. So, but those in between
I'm
times,
looking
it's just kind of iffy.
I think I'm gonna go one step down to C.
Okay.
I haven't had too much time with glide baits, but
Yep.
from what I hear more follows than fish catches. Not and
I mean,
now one thing I will
that's
say is
also a
it's not
problem.
a bad thing. It's a good thing because that shows you where the fish are. But then you throw in one of your S tier baits and you catch them, or A tiers. So for that reason, I'm gonna put it as C.
So there's actually a problem with that actually. So like with when you get a follower, I could go down a literally like a 2-hour show on just this one little topic because of how much I've learned in the past like month or two. I was so surprised at what's happened. So when you get that follower, if you're trying to catch it with that glide bait and you cast it back there, you make that perfect cast, all right? You start working your glide bait how you always work it. You get a hit, boom, you set the hook, oh, you lose it. You burn it back to the boat. All right, you cast in the same place. Well, that same fish just saw that bait and it hit it, okay? So now it follows the bait because it's interested in it because it's like, oh, what's this? Why did it hit me? Or why did it spike me in my mouth? So it follows it back to the boat. It sees you, it spooks off. Okay, you cast back there because you know that fish went back to that same place. You
Mm-hmm.
work it back. You see a couple other fish or one other smaller fish, but it's not the same fish. You cast it back out there. No fish, no followers that time. Now you're teaching those fish that bait and your boat are connected in some way. And they're like, they associate this bait with you in the boat. And that makes them not want
Okay.
to do it. So you're basically you're teaching catchable fish to be uncatchable. If you get
Okay.
what I'm saying. I
Okay.
literally could go down a huge rabbit hole on this entire topic. And maybe someday we can do a show like this with Matthew.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because I mean,
That's a very interesting point. That's a
I
very
mean,
interesting point. I'll take
so
that.
yeah, because like that's what I don't like. Like when I get somebody into swim bait fishing, I want them to learn the right way. Okay, I don't want them to cast in there and cast into there and cast into there for 30 minutes because that's just teaching those bass the bad thing. So you don't want
Not.
to be teaching those catchable bass to be uncatchable. You know what I mean? So
Oh,
that's just making
wow.
the bass smarter. So I would agree C tier, but that's for yeah. We'll just go C tier. because I don't
Okay.
fish it that much for like the month, like part of the month in September. I don't fish it. So, all right. What's your next one? Sorry, I
It's
went on a bit of a rant.
it's okay.
I'm a
That's what we're
swim
here
bait
for.
nut.
That's what we're here for, buddy. What's the next one? I'll just go straight down the line. Yeah, hit up some comments.
Jerk bait. Okay.
We got a couple
Nice.
comments. Jake said, Jake down at 10:30? Did you guys use tubes at all?
I have one
I'm not a
package of
big
tubes.
I got the Krubs. But
Okay.
not too big of a tube guy. I want to.
Some guys punch them. Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm not a big tube fisherman. I think that's more of a north thing with like smallmouth and like clear water and rocks, I believe.
hmm
I don't know. I don't fish them that much.
Not a big tube guy. I throw a jig.
All right. We need a place to order custom bait. I need to catch one bass every 3 casts. Well, I mean, I'll work on a website. I'm hopefully having it up this December. I don't know. I'll probably just do drops on Instagram soon. I just got to get my resin figured out. So, all right. So you said tubes, or wait, we were talking jerkbait, right? Jerkbait.
Yeah.
Okay. I have zero.
Jerkbait?
I have literally. I have zero experience with the jerkbait, pretty much.
Really?
I have some. I know they really catch fish. I saw Debo catch like 2 fish in 1 cast on it. I could do the same thing with a crankbait. I just fish a crankbait instead of a jerkbait. So I would put it in C tier or D tier, but I'm sure you have a different thought on it.
Wow. So I was like born and raised on jerkbait. That's like the second hardest I ever learned how to use. I got the utmost confidence in the jerkbait.
Okay.
Those tough days when it's like it's that's crazy. Like because you like the big baits and it's literally. I
Like
get
with the glide.
the same thing for myself. The fact that I can fish a jerkbait and you can pop. It's kind of like the same thing as your reel for your glide.
It is. So like certain glides,
yeah.
like some of those glide baits are designed to be worked like massive jerk baits, and I have confidence in those. But when I fish a jerk bait, I can't catch squat. I don't understand why. And I throw the big giant jerk bait, like the big, like a what's the one? The Imakatsu Ima jerk, or the Gamecraft 178, or the iSlide 178, or the 185. Those are all baits that you can work like a jerk bait. I catch fish on those. I can't catch anything on a jerk bait. I don't know what my problem is.
110, you don't catch anything?
I have some respect colors, some of the like really pretty looking colors.
Or
but
like the Sun is a 112, but like that size crankbait, their jerkbait, you don't catch them on?
I cannot catch anything.
So I will be honest, my recent luck with jerkbaits hasn't been good. This year wasn't.
Maybe it's just not a jerkbait year.
But last year had good luck. That was like one of my that was my last good day of fish catching last year. I vividly remember it. And I caught like 8 or 9 dinks in 20 minutes on a jerkbait in the same spot. I just found them stacked up, and they weren't big. They were all cookie cutter, like all less than a pound.
Tiny ones.
It's still fun to just cast and just literally like go, okay, here it comes, boom. You know, jerkbait, just pop, pause. And on the pause, they would just come get it. And I caught like 7 or 8, and then it went away. But
my screen's about to go black. Let me change the battery in my camera. So you keep talking about your jerkbait and all.
Yeah, do your thing. But I still haven't tiered it though. So
I have no confidence in
now you got me double guessing myself. I think I'm gonna go I want to go between B and A. I'm indecisive here.
Okay. Well,
I gotta make a decision.
I have no clue how to I have an idea on how to fish them. I have no confidence in it. You know.
I hear you a little bit.
Okay. All right, I'm back. Here we go.
There it is.
So let's get back here. So are you saying A or S tier?
That's where, so now I'm like double guessing myself, but I'd probably go A.
Okay.
I'd probably
All
go
right.
A. Yeah, going into the fall, they start chasing the shad and everything too. Like start chasing the bait fish just in general. Yeah,
So
give it a B plus.
that's one I really need to work on. I really need to work on that like really badly. All right, let's go popper then. This is another bait that I am not the biggest fan of. I don't fish them that often. I don't like I fish them, but I
I
don't
love
fish them.
poppers.
Like
So
most of the time we don't have still water.
My first time I ever recorded myself fishing, first cast with a Black Magic popper.
Was that your first video, right?
I think it was my first video I ever posted, just because that was the first time I ever did it, and I was like, "Oh, I'm
Okay.
gonna post it." And it's a terrible video. So bad.
That's
It
how
makes me
everybody starts like that.
And I don't even have that many videos. And so my little baby progression since then is like, oh my god! But
You've got quite a bit of subscribers now. I mean, from the amount of videos that you've done.
Not really. I think I got 100 something.
Yeah, you've got 126.
Yeah,
That's a good amount.
126. I'm coming along. Coming along.
So I would put it in B tier, but that's just me because I don't fish it out as often. I just don't have the patience for it.
I'll go B, and also because it's hard to cover water with it too. It's slow.
Yeah.
So it's something that's like, it's not something that's like, oh, like the next top water on there that you can see. It's not something you can just cruise around. So
yeah. All right then. The next one down is the Fluke, which we've got right here.
Yes.
And right there.
Yeah.
Where are you thinking of putting it?
So originally I would have said, so this is like, I've grown on the Fluke, because like 2 years ago I might have said like a B. I only fish it, here or there. But now I might go S.
Okay.
You can fish it by itself.
Yeah.
You can
Chatterbait.
drop shot it.
Spinnerbait.
Nose rig it. You can chatterbait, spinnerbait trailer. You fish it as is. It's weedless. You can belly weight it if you want it to get down a little bit. I know guys that do that. I'm just Michael Bradley just said the Fluke is tight on at all times. Yeah, I'm gonna go
especially at ponds. Especially at ponds.
Yeah, ponds too. And it's just a great fun bite too, because it's like that.
It is, because you're working it real fast.
Bing, 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 bing.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, there it is. It's a great. I think I'm gonna.
But that's also why the Senko was created. The Senko was created as a replacement for the Sluggo or the Fluke. He wanted a bait to do the same thing as a Fluke, but have this profile.
Okay.
So, and the double Fluke rig, as Frank says, right
Frank
there.
with the double Fluke. Yep.
I know, isn't that illegal in some states? I can't remember, because they have the A rig kind of deal.
You got to check your state hook regulations. I don't think the double Fluke is illegal in any state, because I think you're always allowed 2 hooks. But I don't know every state.
Yeah,
I think you're allowed.
Here I could put an A rig out with 30 hooks and I'm fine. So
I don't think New York has restrictions. I should check on that, but I don't throw the A rig. So.
Yeah.
I want to say, or maybe it's like 5 or 6 hooks or something like that.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
You probably check that.
And then it changes like every year sometimes. So
yeah, and then they change it up.
Yeah. So where are you thinking? S, A?
For me, I'm gonna say S. Because versatility. Right. I'm gonna say S.
Yep. But it's just fun. It catches fish too.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I had 3 baits to pick for a beginner, it'd be a jig, spinnerbait, and probably a Fluke. But you can interchange the Fluke for a Senko, so pretty much the same thing. So
yeah. I
'Cause
think
you can,
okay, yeah. I
you
was
know.
gonna say, and then the spinnerbait you could just interchange for a chatterbait, spinnerbait,
Hmm.
chatterbait, Senko fluke, and a jig,
Yeah. Yep. All
and
right.
throw a
Next is a
couple balls.
whopper. Yeah. Next is a whopper plopper style bait. I like the Chapo more than whopper plopper just because it's cheaper and
Yeah.
they have a nice sound, So
Um.
I'm putting this in S. That's where, you know, I think I'm going to go ahead and put it in A. That's where I would put it.
I
Where,
was gonna say A too.
yeah,
I
it's
think I'm
fun
the
to
same.
fish. You can cover lots of water with it. Fish it shallow. It calls
Yep.
fish up if you have the bigger sizes. It's cool. I like it. So, all right, square bill or some sort of crankbait. Just not a flat side.
In the fall.
Oh,
So
specifically the fall transition, but
yeah,
it's pretty much the
specifically
same
fall
thing.
transition on that back end of it for me, once that grass gets off the top and I get that 3 to 5 foot, it's
Hmm.
on. It's
Okay.
on. It's on with the crankbait. Once I get that, so I'll probably need like another month. I feel like before I get that,
Okay.
before I truly get the top of the grass in certain lakes for that grass to go away, just to die back a little bit, and then you can
Yeah.
kind of just run that crankbait over the top of that and pop it out, or the
Yeah.
rocky jetties and stuff like that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go. I'm gonna go S. I'll go S. I love cranking.
Okay.
It's a fun bite.
The only
Nothing better than bumping and grinding. Oh yeah, because you said you don't
Yeah.
get the bump and grind. You
Yep.
don't get that.
It's all
I love
wood.
it.
It's all wood.
Nothing better than that. Dum 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 dum, and it just stops, and you just go
Yeah.
and you said it. Yeah, nothing better.
For me, I like instead of doing the rocks because we basically don't have any rock here. I mean, we have some offshore rock piles, but that's for
Hmm.
like your 10XDs, that sort of type of crankbait. And those things are like massive crankbaits. So for a square bill or like any crankbait around that size, I think it's definitely an S tier. You can cover water with it. You can put it in the gnarly stuff. You can fish it deep or shallow. You can put it right under the surface if you hold your rod tip up high enough. And you can catch small fish, large fish on it if you upsize. Like I have some of the massive 6 cents ones, and I
Hmm.
make some of my own like big gigantic ones. And I think it's a good bait. Good bait.
Crush 100 is
That's
nice.
another one. I like that one.
I want to start
Yeah.
throwing those a little bit more. The Crush 100, it's nice. And you'd be
Yeah.
surprised, small fish will still come get that thing.
Yep. Yeah. A 2.5 is about as small as I go. I don't go below that 2.5 size because I
So you
like
don't do
catching.
1.5s.
I don't. I don't. Like this right here. Like after you fish, I'm not trying to be a weird swim bait guy, but after you start fishing this stuff right here, this looks smaller than it used to look. And this looks even smaller. Your like perception on how the baits look changes. Like it looks so much different after you start fishing that bigger stuff. It's really, 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 really weird. But I've talked to some guys about it, and they say the same thing. It's really strange, but it helps you catch bigger than average fish sometimes because you're
Mhm.
not afraid to throw those little bit bigger baits. So I like that. S tier all the way. I think we both agree that some sort of soft plastic paddle tail,
My boy
ranging
Addy.
anywhere from 2 inches to 10 inches. You can go with a Huddleston or you can go with a little tiny 2.8 Kitech. Where are you thinking?
I think you got to S it.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah, it's
too.
another one of those things. It's like trailer,
Yep.
you can
Trailer for
fish
the
it
spinnerbait,
yourself.
chatterbait, or jig.
Yep.
You can just do so much with it,
How much?
fish it on top, everything. So then we do have to add buzzbait into the mix. Where would you think a buzzbait would go?
A buzzbait.
Because my PB is on a buzzbait, but I caught that in the summer and I was doing it
I'm not a fan
fishing
of
it a completely
buzzbait,
different way.
but I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'd put it in B
I
tier.
feel like I feel like it's one of those things where you almost have to have like a specific rod for it and reel, because you need a high speed reel to like keep it up, or you're like rod straight up in the air like a weirdo. I don't know. I'm just
So,
I don't really like a buzz bait. I'd rather throw a popper, frog, or walking
mhm,
bait. That's just me.
or like a plopper style bait.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
exactly. I just throw popper. That's just me though.
So I was fishing the buzz bait to get my PB untraditionally. So I'm going to say it here. I was swimming the buzz bait underwater. I was swimming it through grass in like 4 feet of water. And that's how I got my PB. But I fish it like Scott Canterbury. He's like the buzzbait master. He fishes it on a crankbait rod on monofilament, on 20-pound monofilament. Okay. That's what I do. I don't miss many of my fish. I get most of them in the boat because it's that nice parabolic rod. And even though it's a jig hook bait, it's still moving really fast. So it helps with that parabolic rod and that super stretchy monofilament.
Mhm.
So I like buzz baits a lot. I don't fish them as much in the fall as I do in the summer, though. So yeah, where did we say B for that? B or C?
B or C, B or C. I'm gonna say C. I'm gonna go on the lower end, but
Okay.
that's just me. 'Cause I'll take all the other top waters before I take a
Yeah.
buzz bait. But
Yeah.
that's just
So put it in any of these three categories here. So look at that. Put all those baits up there. Most of them are an A and S, you know.
right.
There's a lot of baits in there. There's some good ones. All right, if you had to go through the entire list, which three are you taking to go fishing the rest of the fall?
Rest of the fall.
And that does not include trailers. So like your jig, you could have a craw trailer or a swim bait trailer. It doesn't matter. So
So for the rest of the fall, I would take jerkbait.
hmm hmm
This is mean.
it's tough.
Because okay, so where my thought process is with this is, do I do what's right and go high, medium, low, top water,
hmm
middle, bottom, or do I do what I want to do? Okay, so I'll do both. So what I want to do is I want to catch them on a jerkbait, a chatterbait, and a
Okay.
jig. What I should
Okay.
do would probably be a walking bait,
hmm
spinner bait, and a jig.
All right.
So yeah, not that big of a difference, but yeah.
That's pretty good. I like that. For me, swim bait, crankbait, and probably a spinner bait, I would say. So
I'm not
that's
mad at
mine.
that either. That's good too.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
crankbait's good, but
Yeah.
that jerkbait is just
It's
and
fun to
that
fish.
bite, fun. That bite is fun. I'm sorry that you haven't gotten on that bite. Like I really wish you could get on that. I really,
Maybe
really,
whenever,
really.
I mean, maybe
When
if
it starts
I'm
to cool
ever up
down,
there, you can show me how.
yeah, definitely, definitely. But when it
I'd
starts to
love to
cool
learn.
down, definitely just do like
Yeah.
a 1, 2, pause and count to 3. 1, 2,
hmm
3. 1,
Do you
2.
fish
Pause.
do you fish floating ones or do you fish like the suspending ones or the sinking ones?
I fish suspendings, but I do
Okay.
floatings too. Floating or suspending.
Okay.
I don't do
Cool.
sinkings because I'm still on the bank, so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
asking for a nightmare.
I'm sure
Or I
in like
mean,
the deeper
I don't
water.
really like popping them up. I don't like jerking them up. I feel like it's
Mhm.
weird action. But I mean, they
Okay.
fish them. I don't care that much, but I don't like
Yeah.
it.
All right. So let's go through a few comments here, and then maybe I'm not sure how much time you have, but maybe we can end it after this. I'm not sure
My
what
eyes are
you have
tired.
going on.
We'll hit a few comments. And,
All right. It's 5 hooks in New York, maybe 6. Yeah. Probably just check the regulations then. So, how do I wacky rig a fluke? I've never done it. I just wacky rig the Senkos. So, in my opinion, I would put the Senko over the fluke just because you can do the same things with it plus extra. Yeah.
I mean, I guess I would nose hook it before
Yeah. Yeah.
nose hook it if I was gonna let it just sink to the bottom like that. But my boy
What
Adam,
I
that's another one of my guys around here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
You got a lot of your guys in here. Look at that.
yeah, yeah.
What I do is I
So,
put like a little centering pin, like one of those owner centering pins, and I screw it into the fluke's nose, and I hook the hook through that so it doesn't
yes,
tear out. That's
yes,
been big.
that's the trick. And then
Yeah,
you can get a lot of fish out of that. Yep, that's the trick.
exactly. There's one that Yum makes. I think it's called the Jumpin' Minnow. It has just a bigger nose and it holds that spring really, really nicely. And it's cheap too because
Yeah,
it's Yum. So
that's
yeah,
understandable.
buzzbait for the win. Caught my PB on the buzzbait. Nice.
That must have been fun. That
Yeah,
must have
I
been
mean, you could probably do like a couple of shows on buzzbaits because some of those guys
Yeah.
they go all in on them.
No, I know
Um,
they catch fish. They just don't work for me too well.
yeah. All right. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. I forgot about the buzzbait too in the tier list. So yeah. So all right then. I'm pretty sure we missed comments, but I'm not sure.
It's happens. It's all
Yeah,
good. Sorry if
I,
we
I really
missed you.
know how. I mean, we don't have too many people watching this, but I mean, it's hard to keep up with the comments when you're trying to do the tier
Yeah.
list, the comments, and talk at the same time,
Yep.
and make sure everything's going good in the live stream. It's
Yep.
hard.
A lot.
Yeah.
We'll get it right. We'll get it right.
Yep. Yep. We'll eventually get really good at this, I'm sure. So
Yeah.
yeah. All right,
All right.
Nick. We will see you hopefully next time. We're looking to get some guests on, so probably be a good one to get on. So
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. We could even have Nick on. Nick's probably got a good
Oh yeah.
perspective. He's out in Wisconsin, so
So that way we
love to
cover
have.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We get somebody from the other side.
Yeah. We need someone from California. I've got a few guys that I can get on, I think. We've got some
Okay.
cool guys. Yep.
We got to get the timing
So,
down on that because it'll be 6:30 over there.
yeah, with 3 hours.
Whatever.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. So that's
Yes.
good. At least we're doing something right, you know?
Yep. Always good
All right.
jumping on fish talk. That's always fun.
Yeah. That's
Get a little
that's a
release from the work week, So
that chat is for the people that want to spend more money, have a good time, and want to learn some things and have jokes because that chat it just makes you spend more money because people are always
yeah,
showing other baits on it. It's
it's
just
ridiculous. It's
because
ridiculous.
Matthew Acevedo just made me buy a K9 because he was like, "Oh, these things are awesome. Just go get yourself one." I'm like,
Yep.
"All right, fine." There goes
Right.
120. So yeah, yeah, we do have a 24/7 fish talk. So
Yeah.
all right,
We do.
guys, I think
Okay.
we're gonna head out now. I think unless you
Yes,
have
sir.
anything else to cover.
Yeah, no, I'm all good. I'm tapped. I got work in the morning.
All
But
right then.
yeah.
Frank.
24/7.
All right then.
Yep, that's it. Frank, be good. Everybody be
All right,
good.
guys.
Next time. Y'all
See you
take it
guys next
easy.
time. Thank you guys so much for joining in. Oh, it's not ending the broadcast. This is really weird.
It's not ending.
No, here. Uh-oh. May have a problem.